Prince Harry and Meghan Markle's Netflix docuseries has, perhaps unsurprisingly, sparked a wave of backlash and criticism from a number of UK newspapers since its debut. The first 3 episodes of Harry Meghan, which premiered on Thursday, showed the couple speaking about everything from the start of their romance, to Meghan's treatment by the British press, and claims of racial bias within the royal family. In one of the episodes, Harry discussed the royal family's reaction to the media harassment Meghan faced after his relationship with her was made public. "What people need to understand is that as far as a lot of my family were concerned, everything that she was being put through, they had been put through as well," he told interviewers. Main image: Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are pictured on February 24, 2019, in Osny, Morocco. Instead, an arrangement of UK daily newspapers is seen in Brighton, England, on March 8, 2021 following Harry and Meghan's interview with Oprah Winfrey. The Sussexes have faced widespread criticism in the British press after the release of their Netflix docuseries. Samir Hussain, Wire image AFP via Getty image. "So it was almost like a rite of passage, and some of the members of the family were, like, right, but my wife had to go through that, so why should your girlfriend be treated any differently? Why should you get special treatment? Why should she get protected?" To this, the Duke of Sussex, who is based in California after quitting his role as a senior royal along with his wife, raised a crucial difference which no senior member of his family had faced: the race element. While the first 3 episodes of the series were released 1 week before the remaining trio are scheduled to hit the streaming service, the British press has almost unanimously slammed the couple's project. Newsweek has looked at the front pages of 11 of the UK's biggest-selling newspapers. Daily Mirror headline: "Stop this royal circus." The publication published a front-page article about Harry bemoaning his treatment again, as well as choosing to do so just 2 months after our Queen, Elizabeth, died. The Daily Mirror said Meghan and Harry had reignited the war of the royals yesterday with attacks on the palace in their new Netflix docu-series. Prince William was said to be utterly furious at their claims of poor treatment. As the privileged millionaire brothers continued their unseemly squabble, ordinary people were worrying about paying their bills in the deepening cost of living crisis. To illustrate the divided factions, images of estranged brothers Harry and William with their respective wives were placed on opposite sides of the page. The Daily Telegraph headline: "Sussex's TV show claims are a direct hit on the late Queen's legacy." While the main story was themed around the opinions of the couple's detractors, another article was featured on the front page under the headline, "Harry, Meghan and the Half-Truth Prince, an unashamedly one-sided story." Associate editor Camilla Tominey continued with the Harry Potter theme in her critical article, dubbing the documentary Harry, Meghan and the Half-Truth Prince, an act of glossy wizardry designed to depict the couple as the Gryffindor to the royals Slytherin. Tominey also brought up the rumored 9-figure deal secured by Harry and Meghan to tell all in the series, writing that the bottom dollar perhaps explains why Netflix has felt the need to string out a story that could easily be told in an hour into 6 interminable episodes. As has ever been the case with Mega Whinge and Prince Harassed, they've got a story and they're not afraid to tell it. Over and over again. Daily Mail headline: "Palace anger at assault on the Queen's legacy." Being the sole newspaper to dedicate its entire front page to Harry and Meghan, the Daily Mail published a strap line that read, "It's as if they want to bring down monarchy, say insiders." The publication, which has had legal clashes with Meghan and Harry in the past, said in its article, "There were calls last night for the Sussexes to give up their titles if they were so ashamed and disappointed about their links to the royal family." At the top of front page, articles were teased from a trio of columnists, each critical view of the docuseries. "Harry is a very damaged man, and I feel for him," read a quote attributed to columnist Sarah Vine, while Richard Kay stated, "How will William react to this grab for Diana's legacy?" Meanwhile, the teaser for Robert Hardman's article read, "Thank goodness our late Queen didn't have to endure this." A woman watches an episode of the newly released Netflix docuseries Harry Meghan in London on December 8, 2022. Daniel Leal, AFP via Getty Images Daily Express headline, "So hurtful. Royals deeply upset by Harry's slurs." With the headline taking up the bulk of its front page, the Daily Express made space for a photo of a frowning King Charles III to illustrate its coverage of the series. The royal family are deeply upset after Prince Harry fired a fresh salvo in his war on the monarchy, read accompanying text. Daily Star headline, "It's not as good as Homes Under the Hammer." The newspaper gave its official verdict on the docuseries by comparing it unfavorably to a BBC daytime TV show called Homes Under the Hammer, which focuses on properties that have been put up for auction. Royalty turned Z-lister reality stars dropped their $100 million Netflix show on the world yesterday. But it wasn't a patch on BBC favorite, Homes Under the Hammer, read the accompanying text. The Daily Star also highlighted different parts of the documentary with splashy sub-headlines. Act 1 Scene 1, TV chiefs accused of telling yet another whopper, read 1, seemingly in reference to the disputed claims about comment calls. Act 2 Scene 3, leading man trashes entire royal family, read a second sub-headline, followed by another that stated, Act 3 Scene 7, leading lady tells of awkward hug with Kate. The newspaper also placed bars over the eyes of Harry, Meghan and their dog. Read more. Prince Harry was so ashamed of Nazi uniform, says royals have racial bias. Piers Morgan calls Harry Meghan doc worse than the Kardashians show Meghan. Harry Netflix news, full roundup of quotes. The Times headline, Palace and Netflix clash over Sussex's soap opera. Less of an opinion-based cover. The paper reported on the back and forth that emerged on Thursday over whether Netflix had given the royal family a right to reply. While a number of UK newspapers have reported that the royal family was not given the opportunity to respond, the King and William's press teams were approached for comment about the documentary, Newsweek has been told. British media outlets, including the Mail Online, ran a briefing attributed to a palace source alleging that the royal family were denied a right to reply over the show. Episode 1 begins with a statement reading, "Members of the royal family declined to comment on the content within this series, though this was said to be untrue in UK reports. A Netflix source doubled down and told Newsweek that communications teams for both Charles and William were contacted in advance and given a right to reply. Newsweek understands there is a record of the approach being made." Metro headline, Royals don't marry for love. Over the front page headline sat a subhead that read, Harry's dig at Will's Kate. Prince Harry has suggested members of the royal family do not marry for love, in an apparent swipe at his brother William and King Charles, read the article. The Guardian headline, renewed frenzy, but the story remains the same. One of the publications that did not outright slam Harry and Meghan in its coverage of the documentary, The Guardian shared the beginnings of its review of the Netflix series at the bottom of its front page. Awarding Harry Meghan 3 out of 5 stars, reviewer Lucy Mangan wrote that the first batch of episodes had now dropped. Like a turd into a stocking, maybe the royal family's feeling, but for the rest of us it is entertainment, and indeed an education of sorts. Mainly in how right the late Queen was to keep stum quiet for her entire 70-year reign. The Sussexes have clearly suffered, in ways most of us will not experience, Mangan added. Whether they have suffered quite as much as they think is another question. The others. The Independent teased a review on its front page, with a headline that read, Harry, Meghan and the Netflix hype. Joining many of the other newspapers in publishing a photo of Harry and Meghan with their beloved pet dog, the I opted not to make the documentary its main front page article, teasing a review titled, Palace Outcry at New Claims. staying out of the fray altogether. The Financial Times made no mention of the documentary on its front page. The next 3 episodes of Harry Meghan will land on Netflix on December 15.